Yo, if you like anything and everything Ninjago, make sure to subscribe for more. Okay, so you're probably asking me, what is Ninjago's biggest problem? It's the fact that characters cannot and will not stay dead. So, let's get into it. So the pilot season had the first character introduced as Master Wu. But there's this scene where he offers to sacrifice himself to go to the underworld, right? But he's not actually dead. They frame it as like a sacrifice scene, but nope. So I guess that was for shock value. Do note that there is going to be some patterns that you see with some of these deaths. There's going to be some that are, not, a part of the pattern, but for the most part, there is a pattern. So in season 1, guess who almost dies again? But not alone this time. He's got some company. He's got Pythor. So Pythor releases the Great Devourer, and that turns out to be a bit of a bad idea. Then when the Great Devourer is defeated at the end, Master Wu seems to be alright, which, he's one of the main characters. He was the first character introduced into the series. There's no way that they were going to kill him off in the first season. So that was just for shock value. Okay, season 2, Death Reversal. Now, you're probably wondering, which death reversal? Dr. Julian. In the flashback scene in the first season, he was shown to be dead. But for convenience, for plot convenience, they reversed the death in this season so that they would have a character who would be tech savvy. They had to undo his death. And also for some emotional moments that do work, for Zane and him, those are really good moments. Yep, they kill him off the next season. The line of dialogue, "I'm sorry that your dad's dead. You brought him back just to kill him off the next season. I'm sorry, that's really stupid." In season 3, Zane sacrifices himself, but then he's brought back, which I think was okay. I think the fact that he sacrificed himself, that ending scene was so perfect. I mean, the 4th season could have waited a little longer to show us Zane, but I think they handled it well for the most part. Okay, season 4, I sort of put it in kind of as the no death season because Garmadon sacrifices himself, which leads to his death in the next season. Can't wait for that to not be reversed at all. That's totally going to be permanent. So Garmadon goes down with the preeminent, and one of the most surprisingly touching scenes of the show, Moro has a change of heart and decides that he's not going to be saved because you can't save those who don't want to be saved. He comes back in Day of the Departed, which sort of undoes his death, but he is still a good guy. The character development was still there, and he allows himself to depart, just like he did in Season 5. Okay, Season 6. They really wrote themselves into a corner with the ending of Season 6. That's why it ended the way it did. Nia died, Ninjago was going to be an apocalyptic, Armageddon, sort of, because of what was going on in the events that season. So they had to undo it. They had to reverse her death, and they had to reverse everything else. I get why they had to, but again, plot convenience. You're going to see plot convenience as sort of a pattern with death reversals in Ninjago. Okay, Season 8. Season 8 doesn't really have any deaths, but they do have death reversal. They bring Garmadon back, and that really wasn't for plot convenience. They just wrote that plot. They just wrote that as... Actually, no. It is kind of plot convenience because they had to have Garmadon back because that was one of the guidelines they had to follow for the new season after the Ninjago movie featured Garmadon. So, yeah, that sort of does follow plot convenience. Alright, Season 9. People die. Mistake is killed, and I was really shocked by that. I was like, what? That's crazy. I got a feeling that they wouldn't bring her back. It just felt permanent to me. And it has been permanent so far. I swear if Season 16 undoes that, I swear to fuck.
You should never swear. It's a sign of weak verbal skills.
Anyways, Harumi. That death scene was done very well. I can't wait for that one to be undone in Season 16. Season 10. There's death reversal and people dying in the same season. Why? Because Cole died. Not really. It was done entirely for shock value. There was no other reason for it except shock value for what was conceived to be the last season of Ninjago. Again, again, shock value or plot convenience. That's pretty much.
Look, I love this show. If the stuff that's on my wall isn't evidence enough, I don't know what is. Even if I disagree with how these death scenes are handled afterwards or beforehand, I still love the scenes themselves, and they have given us some of those most iconic images of this franchise. And honestly, I have to say that they make me tear up even while recording for this video. I am still brought to tears by these scenes, no matter how they get screwed up or changed or altered in any way, even after they're over with.
And we actually go a long time. We actually go like 4 seasons without having like a major character death or anything. In comes Seabound. Seabound, Nia sacrifices herself, and she doesn't really like die, sort of. It's just her physical form is gone, but she is still there. It's weird, don't ask. Which is immediately undone by season 16. So I can't comment very much on what Crystallize is going to do with both Harumi and Nia. Nia has already been brought back as of part 1, but part 2, we don't know what happened with Harumi, so I can't really comment on that, and I can't comment about Nia and what they're going to do with her. Is she going to get her powers back? I can't really tell. The problem is that Ninjago cannot keep its characters dead. Now, in some areas, I get why. Keeping Zane dead after season 3 would have been a terrible decision because you would have killed off like one of the fan favorite characters. Like Zane is a lot of people's favorite character, so killing him off would have put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So I'm glad that they didn't do that. But yeah, this is the problem. They either do it for plot convenience or shock value, which is, like they have to write themselves out of a corner. And they had to bring Nia back for season 16 so she can be a part of the finale. If you knew you were going to have a finale the next season, I don't know why you would put yourself in that corner, but they did anyways. So, I don't know. So there, my friends, was Ninjago's biggest problem. I know I'm probably beating a dead horse with this one, but I just had to put my thoughts in there. So remember, if you like anything and everything Ninjago, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That would be very appreciated, especially seeing how it's free. So do it. And remember, the resistance never quits.